What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Mr.Joysticks coming back at you with another video. Today we're going to be discussing, I hope everyone's doing good. Today we're going to be discussing the runners in each runner in, we're going to be watching this trailer for the runners in, I said runner like 50 million times, but we're going to be watching the trailer for Marathon, and it's basically what each archetype you'll be playing as in this game. And so like it's kind of like a hero, like your heroes, but it's more like Destiny, where you have specific classes. I guess I'd say it ties more into that. But we're gonna be going over it, and I'm gonna be giving you my thoughts and everything I think about it. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news on Marathon, definitely like and subscribe to stay up to date with the content. I'll probably be playing the game as well. I do other news videos or other news on other games as well, so I'm just gonna be trying to do all the news I can on everything that's coming out. But let's get into it. I really want to know what that blue little flying thing across the screen was. Hold on, let's go look at this. Oh, these are all your limbs and stuff.
Runner shells is what we're calling the bioprinted bodies that you, the runner, inhabit when you go down to Tau Ceti. Each of our launch shells is really an archetype of gameplay.
So abilities, passives, stat packages married to a very distinct silhouette that then players can look at, 50, 60 meters away and say, oh, I know what that is. I know what that player is capable of, and I can start to think about how to counteract it.
One of the things we really want
That is sick. That's a sick gun, dude. I mean, it wouldn't be good, very good at like close quarters, but like if you're sniping and stuff, it's kind of like a rail gun, honestly. That's sick. Let me see the scope when he zooms in. That's sick. I can't wait. Oh, here. Little. Oh, that's so clean, dude. That's so clean. Is the red bar up top the charge?
How to counteract it.
No, it's not. That'd be cool if the red bar up top was the charge.
Providing people ingredients instead of giving them a recipe. Figuring out what you want for your build that is unique, and you do that across cores, you do that across implants, you do that across weapon mods.
So a lot of people, I mean, I haven't heard this comparison yet, but it kind of reminds me of the finals. Like, in a way, and kind of like Destiny as well, where you build your character. More so like Destiny, but I play a lot of the finals, so I think it's kind of like, I forgot the way they described it, but it's like it's not a hero shooter, but it's like a build your class shooter, like build your hero shooter, like a builder here. I forgot the word they used for the finals, but it's kind of like you create the character. You are not given a character to then use. You kind of like create it and evolve it, and there's different options, so it's not like, it's a little bit like a hero shooter, but you're building the character, and I like that.
Cores are powerful standalone perks that can be used in combination with each other to shift the gameplay style of your runner kit. We also want to make sure that there are interesting combinations of things that work together, but they have hooks that go out into the other systems, so you can create this like crazy Rube Goldberg machine.
Depending on your playstyle, if you're like someone who hangs back and likes to snipe, you're someone who likes close quarters combat and you're going to rush in, you're going to want to cater the items that you're finding differently.
The idea there is like, have a broad spectrum that everyone can kind of find a little bit of a home to, and then we're going to build on top of that.
So I believe cores and implants, I believe they add to I think they add to your stats sometimes, but I think mainly what they do is they change your runner and like its abilities and how, like, and they add to it. So let's say you get a gold core implant on something, then you can, because I never played the playtest, but from what they're saying, it seems like you can add to the depth of what your abilities are and make your make like a superhero kind of. Except you're not a hero, you're a mercenary.
Destroyer is aggressive, brutal, wears a modified, futuristic version of the Mjolnir armor from the original trilogy.
The shell is designed to get into the fight as fast as possible and stay there. It comes equipped with thrusters on its legs that let it sprint faster, or you can use them for a quick lateral evade.
A riot barricade so that they can generate presence and they can generate almost like aggro for their team.
Its prime ability is Search and Destroy, which activates shoulder-mounted missile pods that fire heat-seeking missiles.
They have a way to lock down targets over sustained fire, which immobilizes them and allows your team to follow up.
And you can see the rockets there.
Our assassin.
We're gonna go back to that. I want to see those rockets again. That's sick.
Over sustained fire, which immobilizes them and allows your team to follow.
You can see those rockets. I think when that screen's up, that's when the rockets are going off.
Our assassin shell is built for players who like to play slow and quiet. It's very much a classic, backline infiltrator. It has a dive ability that can be used to negate fall damage from any height.
Their tactical ability is invisibility. You pull this shroud of invis over yourself. You can sprint during it, you can mantle during it, but the faster you move, the more visible you're gonna become. And if you take any actions, heal, shoot, get shot, you'll reveal yourself for a short duration.
There's that sniper again.
Sends out this disc. It creates this plumes of smoke that you can enter into, and then when combined with their passive shroud, they go invisible when they enter smoke. The whole thing here is be invisible, be sneaky, and then enshroud the world in smoke.
Originally, Recon was called internally Fun Police. That really is the core kind of fantasy. It's about hunting people down. It's about playing detective. If you want to find all the assassin shells on the map, Recon is the shell you want to use. It comes with a tracker drone that you can toss out a little spider.
So that's why I think the assassin isn't that OP, because the Recon can just track her. And so if you see them go invisible, while you're watching them, you can just be like, ping, and then you know where they're at. So there's a little intuitive balance there. And also when you're moving with the assassin, you can be seen. So I don't think it's gonna be that bad. It's kind of like once again the finals where you have sonar grenades for the invisibility, so it kind of balances. But yeah, let's keep going.
Your friend that crawls along the ground and will track towards enemies and explode, and that explosion overheats the target.
They can't move, they can't sprint, they're taking tick damage, and they help you lock down a target so you can pursue them. And for their
I don't know how OP this is gonna be. It has to be balanced, because something that gets rid of your movement is crazy good. That's almost OP, I feel like. And tracking them, being able to know where they're at, that's crazy. I feel like this is just in my head. If you're assassin and you go invisible, it shouldn't be able to track you. I think that would kind of balance that out a little bit. You just let your teammate get hit, it's fine. Okay.
Your prime Recon has this really awesome helmet that splits open, and they tap in these cool key codes. It opens up and pulses, and it sends out this wave that detects both AI and players and marks them for you.
And when you break the shield of somebody as a Recon shell, they leave holographic footprints behind. So even if they run away, you can follow that trail and they'll lead right to them.
Some creepy
and
music.
And finally, awareness, where if you get pinged, it'll actually tell you that someone sees you. You won't know where, but you'll be able to be on high alert that somebody saw you and has marked you.
Oh, there's that gun again.
Vandal is our shell that is, just by its very nature, more agile than our other shells. It has microjets that let it do a double jump. It has a power slide that goes much further than our normal sprint slide.
Their prime overloads their movement system so they can commit and chain all those actions together. They're about getting in and out, causing chaos.
The arm cannon for Vandal unfolds and you find a big ass gun barrel inside, you can use it to knock people out of cover. You can use it to knock people off of buildings, which is way more fun than knocking them out of cover.
The number of times we've knocked people off of
And I believe you can charge this, so it gets more like powerful with the burst.
field maintenance is like, this is a great thing.
That's funny.
Marathon is a game that is all about finding the best stuff on the map, so we felt like we needed to have a shell that was sort of built for the loot goblin fantasy. That is Thief to a T. Thief's trade ability is that tray visor, where you flip down your visor, you can see containers through walls, you can see enemies that are within line of sight.
Their prime is pickpocket drone, where they deploy this like elegant origami mechanicalized butterfly.
This thing
It
looks
has a
crazy.
mechanical whip that it can send out, and that knocks loot out of both players and AI, and then it can suck that loot back up with the same whip. Or you can use it for recon. You can fly around, you can ping. Those pings are shared to your squad.
The Thief Shell also has a built-in grappling device that is embedded right in the forearm. You shoot out a dart. Mid-flight, it unfolds into this propeller that pulls you along, and you can swing away to safety.
Oh, I'm gonna be playing a lot of Thief.
Charge rate for the grapple, and their base handling and stats will go up as you
Another
fill the
one.
backpack. So the idea is to become a loot goblin, right? Steal as much as you can and get out.
And I know I say I'm gonna be playing a lot of something, and I think it's something good to keep in mind is that I think what they are going for in this game is that you're gonna be playing a lot of different runners, shells, because when you think about it, if you let's say you're playing solo, and you're playing a lot of Thief, you play like 3 games of Thief, but you get a stacked like core and I forgot what the other thing was called, but you get a stacked core and I forgot what it was called, but the core and the other deal that upgrades your class for let's say assassin, and then you have like a bunch of like things that work well with assassin, and then you die as Thief. Well, then you're gonna want to go in as assassin because you got all this assassin stuff, and so it kind of like incentivizes you to play different loadouts. That's if you're playing solo. But if you're not playing solo, I was watching this on Escape. Escape Will Make Me Pod. Their little podcast. I recommend you go check it out. It's really good. It's really good. They talk a lot about where the game's going, what's in the game, their styles of playing, just lore, stuff like that. I'll have a link to that video in the description. But if you're playing as a team, and let's say you have an assassin as a teammate, and you're playing recon, or you're playing thief, and you see an assassin like core, then you're gonna be like, hey man, you want this assassin core to make them better, and you're making each other stronger as you go. And I believe you can. I don't know. I hope it's not like Arc Raiders where you can't change your augments. Like I hope you could change your cores in mid game. That would be really cool, because it's annoying when you get augment and you want to switch it up in Arc Raiders, but you can't. And I understand why, because you come in with a certain loadout, you come in with a certain safe spot. But to be able to throw on a new loadout that you find, or a new core or something as you find it, that would be really cool. I hope that's how it is.
The Triage Shell is our
I think that's cool that you get more cooldown on your stuff the more loot you have. That's pretty cool.
The Triage Shell is our shell for support players. If you want to keep your allies kicking so they can kick back, we have Triage for you.
They're equipped with these awesome like capacitive gauntlets where you activate them and then you can overcharge them and send out these tendrils that then like shock you back to life. Their tactical ability, they actually have these giant drones attached to the legs, and they pull them out, and it's a little buddy. He's got a little face, and you give him a high five and send him on his way, and he'll come and hover over your shoulder and provide you with shields and health.
Triage is really a combat medic, so we knew we needed to give it an ability that was useful for firefights.
They've got 2 traits. The first one is a trait ability called Battery Overcharge, where they overcharge their capacitive gauntlets, which makes their weapons performance better. And if you're using battery weapons specifically, breaking shields will EMP targets, and that becomes an on-ramp to like a whole new layer of build crafting. And then they have the second trait, shareware, which is really cool, which is any buddies that have medi drones on them, any consumable you use will get like copied to them. So you kind of almost are this like battle medic that's like constantly running triage on your team.
Sometimes you just
But I want to know, I think it's really cool how you can upgrade, you can give a boost to your gun, and if you're using a specific type of weapon, then like a cell weapon, I think he said, then you get then it EMPs them. I don't know if EMP means stun or if it just means it like makes it to where they can't run, like it overheats them. I don't know what he means by that exactly. But I do want to know like how long these drones can be out, if they can be indefinitely on someone, if you get a cooldown on them. Like I want to know how that works. That'd be really cool to understand. I guess we'll see in the preview on the preview weekend. And the preview weekend should be coming up pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be the weekend before the game comes out or if it'll be 2 weekends before. I don't know. I really hope they release the date soon because that would be nice.
you just want to take a breather after a bunch of runs and just kind of go on a run to just see what happens. And Rook is really fun for that.
Picking Rook automatically opts you into queuing in solo. You're able to enter into a match in progress, and you're given a starting kit. You're not allowed to bring anything in. That's almost to your advantage because you risk nothing, and anything you take out is yours to keep.
Instead of focusing on like progression and questing and things of that sort, it's a mode where we make it easy for you to just kind of drop into a match that's in progress and run about and try to scavenge as much as possible and get out with it so that you can populate your vault a little bit more for future runs.
Rook has a tactical ability that lets it blend in with UESC forces. So you activate it, a little mask appears over your face, and you are not perceived by the UESC as hostile. This lets you kind of get in, grab a...
This makes me think that like this is kind of cool because like let's say people are fighting USC and they're taking on one of the red dudes, like the red guys, the big like the elites. And let's say they're taking on one of those, and one of them goes down, and you see it because you're just stalking from the sideline as a Rook. And then next thing you know, you hit on your little UESC button, and you're blending in with them, and they're having to fight the robots while you're just taking them out one by one. Get their goop, get out of there. Like that brings like levels to it. You know what I mean?
A little bit of loot and then bail.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed about Rook is the added tension. Midway through a session, even though you've known like a few crews got taken out, or maybe you've taken out crews yourself, you don't know how many new players get injected through Rook.
Ultimately, Rook is a morality test, so you have a couple of options when you see a Rook. Either you're a decent person and you drop them a piece of loot and let them be on their merry way, or you are a monster and you blast them in the face. And I'm not going to say which one I am. I blast a lot of Rooks.
No! March 2026, March 5th. This looks good, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The runners, a lot of people are skeptic because of the whole hero shooter thing. I like it. I like being able to go into a game and really change the playstyle of how you play each run. It keeps it fresh. You know, you can always, once you get bored with one runner, you can go to a new one. And they're probably going to be adding more later on. But once you get into a game, you know what I mean, and you get bored with one runner, you can switch over to Assassin. You can go play Recon if you're tired of playing Assassin. You can mess around with new abilities because of the cores and the augments, I think they were. I don't know if they're augments, I don't remember. But it's just so many levels to it that I think I really enjoy. And then all that while having to make it out. I think it's going to be a decent game. I don't know if it'll compete with Arc Raiders. I think it'll have its own fan base and like have its own certain type of people that it attracts. And I don't think it has to be Arc Raiders. I think it has to be a good game, you know, at the end of the day. And they're bringing back voice chat, or they're adding voice chat into it, which will be cool. I watched a video the other day. I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry. But they said that they didn't speak to anybody while in voice chat, while they were playing in one of the playtests. And I gotta say, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it will have its own version of what voice chat means to it. I think it'll have its own identity in that sense. I think people will be using voice chat, whether to just trash talk or whether it's to team up. Like, let's say two rooks see each other and they're like, "Hey, let's go take down a squad." You know what I mean? But I think you got to have the people who are a bigger pool of audience than a playtest to initiate the talking. You know, the communication. Because let's say three rooks found each other and then they like it was like in the middle of a game and they were like, "Yo, let's go fight somebody," and so they go in for free, but yet like there could be even a rook alliance movement going on. Like, I don't know, like there's so many things that could happen. I'm just excited, dude. I'm really hyped. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I believe they released, not yet, but I'm really excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some useful information out of my thoughts and what I know. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, please. It helps out a ton. And peace out.